Susan Yasui here. So this is a new program I'm working on now. I finished the 25 chapter book of Through the Eyes of a Child. So now I'm talking to you about what's happening in my life right now. This is happening right now. So the title of this story is Oh No, Tattoos. All right. So let me start this story by telling you that it was over 40 years ago that I first encountered the tattoo culture in Japan, belonging completely to the Yakuza, also known as the Japanese Mafia. Which reminds me of a time when a Yakuza man got confronted by my daughter. She was 5 years old at the time. We were walking along the sidewalk in front of Yokogawa Station in Hiroshima when we came upon a man leaning against the front of a large black car, the kind you can't see into. The man was standing with his legs crossed at his ankles, seemingly waiting for his boss while smoking a cigarette. My daughter, such a cute little half Japanese, half American girl, started scolding the man that he should not be smoking a cigarette. "It's bad for your health," she yelled, as I was thinking, "Oh no, not the Yakuza! Oh honey, please!" But he quickly agreed and put out the cigarette. He probably lit up another once we were gone, but I was relieved that we got away unscathed. If he had tattoos, they weren't visible under his nicely pressed black suit, but as the years went by, my daughter started taking an interest in getting her own tattoos. We happened to be in the US when she made up her mind to get a tattoo herself. She was 16 years old at the time, and the California law requires a parent signature of approval until the child becomes an adult at 18. She was really pushing me to sign my approval 2 years ahead of time, but I convinced her that in the next 2 years she might change her mind and then get mad at me for letting her get tattooed 2 years early. So she waited. Her first tattoo was 3 pink cherry blossoms on her shoulder. Actually very pretty. And they were easily covered by her blouse. She got other tattoos later, one of words from a Haitian song that she heard the victims of the Haitian earthquake singing. She went to Haiti at 18 years of age, volunteering in the surgery tent there, assisting the doctor from Miami Hospital performing emergency surgeries. The patients would sing a particular song to Jesus as a way of dealing with the pain during surgery. My daughter did so well there that the doctor encouraged her to pursue her path in college to certify as a surgery technician. She stayed in Haiti for over a month, then enrolled in college in California to certify as the doctor had suggested. She had found her path in life while in Haiti and is now a well-respected lead paramedic in Arizona. But back to the tattoos. My daughter is now married to a wonderful man who is a very accomplished tattoo artist in Arizona. He has won several first prize awards for his aesthetic tattoo creations. In fact, my daughter has been a model for her husband for some of his award-winning tattoos. They are very intricate and beautiful. That is all very fine in the United States, where 40% of the people between the ages of 26 and 40 have multiple tattoos. It is an art form in the US now. The problem for me right now is that my daughter and her husband are planning to visit here soon for the first time since she became an adult. So I have been So I have been given the task of explaining my daughter's and her husband's tattoos to my late husband's Japanese countryside traditional family, all of whom love my daughter very much, but will probably be shocked by the tattoos unless they have been warned about them ahead of time, which is my job to take care of before the two of them arrive in Japan for their visit. Ugh. Things have definitely changed on that subject, even here in Japan, but I'll be sure to handle any upset about it before my daughter arrives here. I'm just not sure how easy that's going to be, but I'm determined. About my daughter's husband. He is a very good person with his own amazing tattoos, but his are much more obvious on his body and can't easily be hidden by clothing, so some people might feel offended upon seeing him. Which brings me to the story of the first time my husband met her daughter's future husband. My husband had already had a stroke and was not doing well physically. We drove to Arizona to meet our daughter's fiance, Mike. His name is Mike. We spent the night in a hotel, but when we woke up in the morning, my husband noticed that the zipper on his favorite jacket was broken. He was especially upset about this, so I told my daughter about it as we prepared to go to her house. She said to have her dad bring the jacket. She would see if she could repair it. Remember that my husband was also raised in the deep countryside of Japan in a very old traditional family, in a very traditional community, where people still believe that only the Yakuza got tattooed. He had grown to accept the idea of tattoos in the US, but it was still hard for him with his own daughter and now his heavily tattooed future son-in-law. But back to the jacket. Our daughter found the jacket material and zipper to be way too old and weak to fix. But remember that this was my husband's favorite jacket, and after his stroke, this sort of thing became important to him. He was so disappointed to hear that it couldn't be repaired, but at that same moment, Mike came from the bedroom holding the exact same jacket in my husband's size even, with the purchase tags still on it. By some miracle, Mike had bought the same jacket for himself but hadn't worn it yet. Amazing. He handed the jacket to my husband and warmly said, "This is for you." My husband, now having lived in the US for many years, was no longer in the habit of bowing. But at the moment that Mike handed the jacket to his future father-in-law, my husband gave Mike the deepest and the most respectful bow. The silence held that moment for the four of us as if it would never end. My husband's bow spoke mountains to Mike. Not only his gratitude for the brand new, just the same miraculously just handed to him jacket, but also the love he now had for the man who was about to marry his daughter. That deep bow, suspended in time, was, in spite of tattoos or anything else, pure love and acceptance of the man in front of him. And we all felt that moment, that even now, years later, as Mike is about to meet his wife's Japanese family, knowing that her father's acceptance was a sign of the coming Japanese family's acceptance too. There you have it. Wish me luck in talking to my late husband's family about their half American, half Japanese relative now having tattoos. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.